That's weird. Whoa.
What do you think you're doing?
Mr. Moore, what is this?
Should not have seen that, Otto.
No, I heard a noise. It was calling to me.
What? Is it possible? It couldn't be, could it? They must be back.
Mr. Moore, what's going on?
You need to follow me, Otto. I've got something to tell you.
So what is this thing? And why are you acting so strangely, Mr. M?
If I tell you this, Otto, you can't tell anyone. You can't tell any of your family or your friends. You can't put anything on the internet.
I promise.
Okay.
It all began around 5,000 years ago in ancient times when something fell from the heavens. A star so bright that it could be witnessed from every corner of the world. And as the weeks drew on, the star got bigger and bigger until one day the star exploded into 20 shards that were flung across the planet. The largest of these was landing in ancient Egypt to be found by a princess. Princess Cleopatra, who later one night found a small turquoise gemstone right next to the large main stone. And as she touched this small gem, she saw a flash of turquoise light and the sound of a snake hiss. She woke some time later, knowing that this power was too great to be known. She kept the small gem and hid the larger stone. And when her father was on his deathbed, she held the jewel behind her back and clenched it hard in her grief. This is when she heard the snake hiss again, as her father lost his life. She was forced to relive her father's death over and over again. Cleopatra was stunned by this and confused, as the moment of her father's death replayed over and over and over again, possibly 6 or 7 times, until she looked up at the gemstone and clenched it again. She heard the hiss and the loop broke. She had been given the power of intuition, and with her father dead, she was now the Pharaoh of Egypt. And with this new power, she had the turquoise gemstone crafted with gold into a bracelet in the shape of a snake to control the power. She tasked her army to build a Sphinx at the location of the larger gemstone to hide it from others. But Cleo was smart. She knew that these gems were only 2 of many, and that other people around the world could have found the others and possibly used them for hostile intent. And so she found this organisation, so secret it was never even given a name. This group would be tasked with finding the other 18 gemstones that were dubbed the Keystones, that were scattered throughout the world, as well as distribute them in times of need and crisis. And so it was that this organisation searched the world looking for other Keystones. Over the centuries, even after Cleopatra's death, her keystone was placed in the Sphinx with the larger stone, never to be opened again. This organisation I would eventually join.
Seriously?
Yes, deadly serious.
So what happened to this organisation? Where are they today?
Well, Otto, ever since then the organisation has been distributing the Keystones to worthy people in the world, to politicians, to astronauts, to writers, to astronomers. So anyone with a clear mind and a good heart, Otto, would be worthy of a Keystone.
So who else throughout history had held a keystone?
Many famous people through history, from Mulan with her power to control wind, water and lightning, the Pied Piper who had the power to create illusions, to the mighty Hercules who had a punch so strong he could stop armies with a single clout. It was Nostradamus.
Who?
He was given one of the most powerful keystones with the ability to travel freely through time. He abused this keystone power and we luckily took it away from him before he could do any major harm to history with the keystone.
Oh wow. Okay. Who else?
King Arthur.
He's real?
Oh yes, he wielded the Keystone of Protection, which was a shield that he named Pridwen, that had the power to create an indestructible force field that could never be broken.
Oh. I thought it would have been Excalibur.
Nope, that was simply his cover story, so that the secret of his keystone wasn't discovered by others.
Oh. So were there holders that had their keystones discovered?
Yes, the most famous of these incidents being with Joan of Arc, as despite being one of the best heroes, the magic of the Keystone was seen as a blasphemy in the eyes of the Catholic Church. And as you see, she held the Keystone of Creation. She was executed at only 19 for being such an influential person. Little did the public know, it was actually because the Church were threatened by her power of the Keystones and decided to kill her.
That's horrible. Why didn't this organisation spread the truth?
They need to keep the secret of the keystones. That was the number one priority over everything. Going into more modern times, like when we gave a keystone to Vincent van Gogh, that poor man.
He had such a unique way at looking at the world, so we gave him the Keystone of Passion, his keystone being his trusty paintbrush. It had the ability to create any object that they wished for at will. His art would go on to inspire so many people. It was a shame that he never got to see that before he was killed.
Killed? I thought he ended his own life.
That was the cover-up, but in reality he was killed by a local schoolboy that was known to have bullied him. He shot him. It was an accident, of course, but the thing is, Vincent could have told the truth, but he decided to keep the truth a secret, protecting the guilty party to his last breath.
Oh. At least he died with honour in his heart.
Indeed, and then came 1939 and the disappearance of Amelia Earhart.
Oh. What happened then?
See, Amelia was given the Keystone of Migration, which gave the holder the powers of teleportation. That keystone was in the form of her compass. Little did we know that her keystone was damaged, which meant it was dangerous for her to use, as the power would not work properly. Regardless of this, on that fateful flight on the 5th of January 1939, she was forced into using it when her plane was attacked by an unknown force. In an attempt to save her co-pilot, she used her keystone, but something went wrong. When they attempted to teleport away, the plane vanished into thin air, leaving the keystone to fall into the South Pacific Ocean, never to be seen again.
And the final nail in the coffin was the start of the Second World War, when Hitler sought after the Keystones. He He killed them all. He killed my mum, he killed my family. I was the only one who survived when it happened. I was the only survivor of that day. In his last words to me, my father told me to never stop running. Never stop. And guard the Keystones. And so I never stopped running. I was the only ever able to find one of the Keystones. The brooch that you have in your hands right now. Otto? I know this is a lot to take in, but I wouldn't have told you if I didn't trust you, Otto.
But why me?
Well, I don't know that, Otto, but I know that this Keystone has bonded with you for a reason, and I bet that reason, whatever it is, I'm sure it'll be extraordinary. Then will you, Otto Crosley, wield the Keystone with emotion and use it only for the greater good of the world and safety of the people of this planet, and forego any selfish desire or impulse to use the powers given from the Keystone of evil, as well as help me locate the other lost Keystones around the world, and if possible, find their new holders as well.
Yes,